Why do most people fail their New Year's resolutions? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now today I wanted to talk about why most people tend to fail their New Year's resolutions. Now the simple answer is that they set themselves too high of an expectation to achieve those goals. They're setting really high, unrealistic goals that they know really deep down that they're not going to be able to achieve. However, that doesn't stop them from thinking, actually, this is a goal that I really want. And that's something to make note of, is that it is an important goal and it is something that is really passionate and brings meaning to what they want within their life. The only difference being is that it's too high of an expectation within the time frame that they've set. So we need to look back through things that I've spoken about in the previous videos before of using the SMART goal principle. Something specific, something measurable, achievable, realistic, and within a time frame. And we look back at these New Year's resolutions and think, okay, well, I've set myself a goal of wanting to run a marathon and I haven't started running and I haven't been running at all for the last 3 or 4 years. So then to have this expectation that you've got to be marathon ready by the end of April might not be realistic. However, changing the schedule so that you train until the following year or moving it to another point throughout this year gives you a much bigger time frame for you to then achieve it. And you go through that SMART goal principle to backtrack until you feel that you're capable of achieving those goals. And the same thing works with every other part of our lives. We're going to have a certain goal that might be unrealistic at its time frame if it's something to do with, let's say, I want to have a promotion by the end of the month. Well, the likelihood is it's at the beginning of the year. Our financial year doesn't end until April, so more than likely you're not going to get this for at least 3 months. So, okay, now I start to adapt what my goals are. I still want to get that promotion, but it means it's going to take a slightly longer period of time. So what are the steps that I need to do to get myself there? The same thing happens with saving up for a house, buying some land, being able to find the career that you want, being able to settle down in the relationship that you want, having a healthy relationship and thinking about the actions you need to take to continually make sure that that relationship is at its best, having great connections with family and friends, finding things like hobbies that give you a sense of purpose and happiness. All of these things we're trying to strive towards give us that fulfilling sense of meaning throughout our lives. It's something that we're obviously passionate about, but because of this passion we tend to set these unrealistic expectations and we tend to fail. And because we fail we think we're not good enough, so we take a step back and we fall back into the old habits. So as a stepping stone, what I would say the first point is write down what your goals are. Now yes, you had your New Year's resolutions, whether you've failed them or you're still in the progress of achieving them, I want you to write those down. Put them into your phone or put them in a notepad, put them up on the fridge, whatever. Make a note of what those goals are. And then I want you to look at that SMART goal principle. So write down specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and within a time frame. And I want you to go through that checklist of the SMART goal principle until you come to a decision as to how specific these goals are. Once you are happy with that specific goal, you can again write them down, revisit that and say, okay, look, now I know that this goal of wanting to lose 3 stone isn't just me saying I want to lose 3 stone, is now a specific guideline, a stepping stone that's going to get me there. Now, use as much tools and resources as you can. So the next step is using things like ChatGPT. So if you don't have the money to be able to get a personal trainer or an online coach or any coach whatsoever, but you still don't know what to do, ChatGPT is going to be your best friend. Type that in, type your specific, your SMART goal principle, your SMART goal into ChatGPT, and it will give you that comprehensive breakdown and stepping stones to get you to those goals. You can review that as many times as you like if you feel that you're not quite meeting the standards that have been set. So that's the next step, is making sure that you take actionable points and be able to move forward and achieving those goals on that time frame that you've set yourself. So we've gone from such a generic goal that is very high in passion and you want to achieve to something that you can still be passionate about and have a structured plan that's going to get you to those goals. And then the final step is to constantly review them. is to think about what your future expectations are, to think about what your future plans are, how you want to perceive life in the future. You don't have to set a massive life goal, but if you have an idea, you can start to apply these smaller goals that might take a year, might take 6 months or a month, and you can start to apply that to, does this lead me to the end goal? Does this lead me to wanting to feel fulfilled and happy and have purpose in my life? And you start to look a little bit deeper by that point. You have your set physical goals that you can achieve, but then you can start to make some practical changes internally. How you think about things, how you process things, how you process your emotions, your actions, your behaviours, what your core values are, what your belief systems are. Are you abiding by those on a daily basis? Are the people surrounding you also follow the same core values and principles? And if they're not, making changes within your relationships and your surroundings to make sure that you're following the right path. There are plenty of methods, but we start off on the baseline. Something that you know you can achieve with a SMART goal principle. You make small changes that you know are realistic and within a time frame, and then we slowly start to bring ourselves over time throughout our life towards that goal that we want. The ultimate goal of feeling happy, feeling purposeful, and having a sense of direction and meaning in our life. So hopefully that makes sense and gives you a sense of direction and some specific goals that you can set yourself to get you to where the goals are. And it gives you an idea of why people tend to fail their New Year's resolutions. And if you now have the right steps to get you towards the goals. It just might take a little bit longer than planned. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to the next video.